Hi, I'm Matt. I'm Kay's big brother.
I'm Kate. I'm a childhood friend of hers.
I'm Ben. I'm Kay's annoying little brother.
So apparently we're supposed to introduce Kay. I didn't know about this until about 5 minutes ago, so I had to make some things up off the top of my head. Not really, that's a lie. So I tried to think of some funny stories. A lot of the funny things about Kay, as most of her friends could tell you, is she has a ton of inside jokes. So much so that I could look at Kay right now and go, and she knows exactly what I'm talking about. Or I could look at Kay right now and say, Johnny, get the bazooka. And she knows exactly what I'm talking about. We made that up when we were like 7 years old. We never put that in. And Kay and I are also notorious for setting aside our GPS and Macaulay educations whenever we hear the word box. And whenever someone decides to say the plural of the word box, Kay and I look at each other and say, boxing.
So, Kay, now that I'm taken, I guess you can have Zac Efron all yourself now. Although he would have loved our Prestos and countless songs we wrote while our band still existed, he also would have loved that we were so supportive of him by watching High School Musical 42 times. Yes, we probably have track.
That's true.
Kay, I remember when you told me that I was literally the most annoying person in the world. Yesterday and the day before that. Great memories of learning the barber's secret language, often Welsh. Sapo cafe, hafu coffee gafu.
Well, with all of our crazy and funny memories, Kay is the little sister I never had. She's one of the most creative, unique, strong, and beautiful people I've ever met, and I can't believe she's graduating high school here in a couple of weeks. Although Kay is my little sister I never had, she'll never know how much I really look up to her. With everything she's accomplished and ever come, and truly a woman of the Lord. I love you, KK.
Kay, you're super creative, a big inspiration for me, and the best sister I could ever ask for. I love you so much, and you are literally one of my favorite people.
And Kay, I'll wrap this up by saying that you're my best friend, as you are for many others, and I've missed you a whole lot this year. But I'm extremely excited for you next year at Sanford and for what's ahead for you. And if you place your hope in Jesus, then you got nothing to worry about. And don't forget that. And we can't wait to hear what you have to say. But without further ado, Kay Caldwell.
First, I would like to thank my guests for coming. I love you all so much. You mean so much to me. And thank you, Ben, Matthew, and Katie Buck for that introduction. Though I'm not sure that it did my full character justice. Just a disclaimer, I am actually wearing a uniform today, though it may blend in with the rest of my body. As I sat down to write this talk, I wanted to leave you guys with some piece of incredible advice that helped get me through the last leg of school. I started contemplating all the options, like the classic chapel talk subjects, like getting out of your comfort zone, appreciating the time you have left with your friends, meeting some guy at a bus stop who you don't talk to that changes your life. But nothing was sticking out as something that I wanted to talk about. So I decided to go a different direction. I decided to talk about myself and tell you a little about the way so crooked. Is this crooked? I decided to talk about myself and tell you a little bit about my life before I leave here in 11 days. So here we go. The world was graced with my presence January 27th, 1995. In case you couldn't already tell by the color of my skin, both my parents were polar bears. I was by far the cutest of the Caldwell infants because my parents have told me this in the presence of my not as attractive brothers. I got here exactly 10 days 16 months and 10 days after my older brother Mac, who instantly became my best friend, and I became his source of amusement. We took art lessons together, built snowmen together. One of my fondest memories involves Mac prancing around the house in my red ballet tutu, posing for pictures. We look like twins, I being the better looking one, of course. We ask all the time if we are. People even think I'm the oldest of the two because I have this aura of maturity that Mac clearly lacks. Sometimes people even ask us how long we've been dating, and then things just get awkward. My little brother Ben is a different story. Ben came about 4 years after me and tried to squeeze his way into Max and my two-man wolf pack, which didn't work. Ergo, Ben had a little bit of confidence issue as well. One prime example of this is Ben's process of learning to walk. Ben took his first couple steps at a normal baby walking age, then fell over and proceeded to crawl for another 6 months. Life with Ben is strange, seeing as how he's taller than both Mac and me. But we've gotten a lot closer since Mac left us for the Air Force. We have mind conversations. We don't actually speak. My parents are confused by this and think that we have communication issues as siblings, but I can honestly say that I read Ben's thoughts. For example, right now Ben is simultaneously thinking, there are so many girls in this room. And can Kate really read my thoughts? My dad and I are pretty much twins too, except for he's like real old. And doesn't have the brilliant fashion sense that I do. I get my sense of humor from him. Sometimes I'm ashamed of it and sometimes I'm proud of it. It depends on how funny my dad is in the moment. My dad can fix anything, and by that I mean he can only fix the stuff that he knows how to fix. Other than that, he's useless. My mother has trouble acclimating to the life of a Caldwell, that is, the life of a sarcastic, loud person. She got this little dog on a whim a couple of years ago that runs around the house, scratching up the floors and making obnoxious noises. My mom calls herself the dog's mother, which disturbs me a little bit. This dog is, of course, the bane of my existence, okay? But at least Ben won't be the only child next year. I have really interesting friends. We probably laugh more than we speak. We are super loud, especially in those times when it's monstrously inappropriate to be loud, like assembly or walking past Mr. Wells' room while he's in class. We have weird inside jokes, like the fact that Senior Alba calls May and me May because he got tired of saying our names separately every day when calling us out for talking in class. And other things, like the reason that my friends mysteriously got mono this year, and quoting Seth Cohen and Polly D, and our incredibly long and annoying group message, and many more. But all in all, I can't imagine being separated from them next year, spread out across 8 different states for college. So as you can see, there are lots of people who are important to me that make my life so great. But the most important one I would have to say is myself. I'm obsessed with fashion and the way style works. Fashion is an incredible art form. It is artwork and architecture and self-expression all combined into one piece of clothing that you can walk around in and show the world. This obsession with fashion is one reason that I love the 80s. It was an age of self-expression through extreme fashion statements, which is what fashion should be. Now, I'm not saying that you should all dress in neon and shoulder pads and have giant hair, but it was the thought that counted when it came to 80s fashion. Speaking of hair, my hair does this naturally. The mystery of Kay's hair has been a conversation starter for years. There's a Discovery Channel special on the subject if you don't believe me. My hair brings about strange encounters. I have, believe it or not, had the uncomfortable experience of people I don't know coming up and touching my luscious locks in amazement. If you have questions about my curl, I will answer them kindly. For other words, I prefer you keep your hands to yourself. compulsive disorder, which is why I go crazy when things aren't perfect. I carry 12 sharpened wooden pencils in my pencil pouch at all times, and I'm convinced that this whole mechanical pencil trend will fall just as fast as it's risen. I get sunburned like it's nobody's business. Once I got sunburned in 4 minutes, and once I got sunburned in London while it was raining. I literally love to make sounds. Because let's be honest, I love my own voice. I am sarcastic, dangerously sarcastic. And a touch on the sassy side, if you haven't already noticed. So before it's too late, and my family never speaks to me again for embarrassing them, I just wanted to say that I do actually love my brothers and my parents. I just love making fun of them more. So in an effort of making this chapel talk something other than a self-absorbed conversation about myself, I guess I will tell you guys to be proud of who you are. Don't let anyone tell you how to dress unless it's me and you seriously need some help. or what to say or where to go with your life. Don't be disappointed by the views others have of you, because if the creator and God of everything took time to create you exactly the way you are, then others' opinions don't really matter. When I look out into this theater, I see hundreds of faces. Actually, I see black because the lines are blinding me. But that's not the point. Each different face belongs to a girl, or there's some guys here, that are given gifts that are meant to be shared with the world and not suppressed out of self-consciousness. There's nothing wrong with wanting to make others around you happy, but I've been coming to the realization lately that God's opinion is the only one that matters. And no matter where I go in life, no matter where I go or what I do in life, He will love me just the way I am. OCD. This song? Yeah.
I belong with you, you belong with me, you might see.